Are we live?
Hello, everybody.
Why is the camera
Camera's there.
better?
It's us.
Is
there audios? There's audios, although we're peaking by the looks of it. Turn the volume down a bit.
Let me check the audio on the desktop as well. Yeah,
Desktop's
that's working.
good. Dial down the microphone audio a little bit. We're peaking.
We're peaking.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final day of the March Madness streams. This is a great day because we have some exclusive content to show you today. We have the upcoming Rhein-Ruhr route, whatever it's called.
Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr.
Yeah, Rhein-Ruhr basically. After that, we'll have a PCB challenge, but if you can hear us right, I'm gonna play the trailer for you. The first thing we're gonna do is to play the trailer for the upcoming route. Hopefully we will be able to hear the sound. If not, we'll play it again. Alright, let's go, guys. Rhein-Ruhr route trailer. Okay, we're back. Hope you enjoyed the trailer. Great job on our creative team on creating this fantastic trailer. That's what creative teams do. They create creative trailers. The next thing I'm going to show you is probably the schedule for today because the route is not the only thing that we'll be showing today. We will have a PCB challenge. To be fair, the very first thing in our schedule is still PCB challenge, kind of, because obviously I'll be driving with all the safety systems on. But after that we'll have some influencer content as well with Steve Chester and Blue Games, some Riviera in the 50s, train simulator, and some Oakville subdivision. So yeah, looking forward to it. But without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Let's get the game loaded.
Let's get the game loaded.
We have an echo. Have we got any other browsers running? Yes, we do have other browsers running. What are they doing?
I don't know.
That's better. Let's wait for the game to start.
No echo.
Has the echo gone? No, Dimitri's doing the PCB challenge.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm doing both. Fortunately, kind of. I'm driving now, but also doing the PCB challenge later. But I don't really mind. As you see, we only have the German stuff. Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You should change it so that they can see. I never make that mistake.
Give it a second to think. There we go.
There we go. Hey!
We are in game. We have lots and lots of German content to play today. Because we love German content. So, I guess Matt?
Right, so the Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr runs from Duisburg in the west, apologies for pronunciations, to Bochum in the east. It comes with a journey, which is the usual approximately 24 hours worth of services, training and scenarios. It basically, the services though in the journey mode are ordered sort of to run you throughout the day. So S-Bahn BR425 is progressively going to go through the day until you're driving towards the night at the end of it. And you're driving a mix of RB11 and RE11 trains, so regional Bahn and regional expresses. Then for the 422, you'll be driving let me switch over to that one. You'll be driving a mix of S-Bahn S1 and S-Bahn S3. Again, east and west. Now the difference between them is Regional Express is a faster service, stops very infrequently compared, whereas the S1 stops at just about every station on the line, just about. Yes, there's a quite a difference in play time and in play style as well between them as well. So if you're coming in and you think, oh, I want to ride the route and I just want to do something that doesn't take very long, then ride one of the regional expresses or regional barns, because you'll be thrashing it along at a fair old speed. Whereas if you want to do lots of stops and starts, that's your S-Bahn trains, which is all done with the 422. Going back to the main menu. There are, of course, training. There's tutorial for the S-Bahn, and that covers both trains since they're both fairly similar to drive. Then under scenarios, there's a selection of scenarios here, which different weathers and different challenges, different times. And then lastly, in the timetable, if you've got main Spessart installed, there is a lot of other stock that can come in from different routes with substitution and so forth. If you don't have main Spessart installed, all you get is the ones for the 422 and the 425. So the 71 with that and 141 with the S-Bahn train. This is the new BR425. If you've got the main Spessart, then you get freight services, of which there are 30. You get the Regional Express 1, 2 and 6 services, which are on the Doppelstocks with the 146.2, and you can drive that with either the loco or of course with that one, the cab car. So you can drive them in both directions depending on how they're set up. You've got those, and then the freight trains can sub out with the 182 and the 155, and the 143 can do some of the freight trains and some of the passenger trains, so it's a bit more of a mixed service one, that one. So there's plenty. I think the last time I counted, it was around, if you've got both routes, it's about 370 services if you've got both routes. So quite a lot going on there. The Wino Black MRCE 185, there's a technical reason for that I need to fix, which affects MSB before I can fix it on this one. So no promises about when that will come. But there's a reason. I did try and put that into this and I failed. So it'll come at some point, hopefully.
He failed.
I failed. So yeah, at the moment you can switch between the DB1 and the cargo route, the Railion one. Yeah, I want to get the 185.5 in there at some point. Will it be possible to drive the 425 on MSB? Not yet. Again, something that I want to get to at some point, but it's not possible at the moment. So there's things coming onto this route, but the trains on this route don't go out onto other routes at this point. So yes, that's kind of a broad overview of the pack. Now I think if we're going to do the 45 first, set that to summer cloudy, and then dial the cloud back just a bit and put some wind on.
And some wetness.
Well, go for some wetness.
Okay, which one?
So let's go for RE11 733. Yeah, that'll do. So that's going to be a westbound run from Bochum to Duisburg. The 425 doesn't work on any other routes than this one at the moment. I also want to give a big shout out to Mike Goltz and Linus Follett, who helped us with the setup for the audio on this one. Hopefully you'll find that the audio is particularly good on this actually. Dial your instrument lights up as well, which is the dial on the right. That one. Why can't you access freight services if you don't own main Spessart? Because there's no freight stock included with this pack. So the freight stock comes from main Spessart. We should set up the destination indicator. FIS. Superb. This will be R11 to Mong. I can't remember how you pronounce it. That's the one. No, up one, sorry. That's
What?
Is that Ham? No, it's Mon. It's the other one.
Okay.
Go up one. That's it.
This one?
Yeah.
Cool.
M. Gladbach.
Quick look at the map.
So that's Bochum. the yard outside Bochum. Then the line splits, and you get the regional express trains taking the north line, which is where we're going to go, and the S-Bahn trains taking the south line. That then all merges together around Essen in a big old mess of junctions. And then as you proceed west, you end up going via Mullum, or Essen West, and then Mullum-Ruhr, Mullum-Ruhr West, and Mullum-Ruhr-Styrum as you continue along the journey. It's a four-track racetrack, this, to be honest. The trains are quite often running side by side. That's Mullum-Styrum. Actually, no, that's Mullum West, that's Mullum-Styrum. And we keep going, and after Mullum-Styrum, more junctions, and then you end up in Duisburg.
Sure.
Lokführer 425 audio is developed by Mike Goltz, along with the audio source from Linus Follett. Can you drive the double-decker train? So if you've got main Spessartbahn, then it will add the double-decker train, and you can drive the Dostos and the cab car as well. There's a Dosto train coming in, actually, or is that a freight train? That's a freight train. There is cab sway, as long as it hasn't been turned off. Yes, yeah, you can see it. But the main feedback we get from Germans is they don't want much cab sway, so it's sort of dialed down a bit. So 4 kilometres to Wattenscheid. We'll be turning off momentarily, turning off to the right to head northwest. There's no LZB on this route, Kit Phantom, no. This is where the lines diverge. S-Bahn to the left and Regional Express to the right. There's no AFB on this train 2001, no. Just like the real thing. This 160 kilometers an hour Przemyk, which is 100 miles per hour. Plans to get HOTAS working on the SIP. As and when we get things like Rail Driver in, I imagine that things like joysticks I want to do at the same time. .99 miles per hour, okay, fair enough. AR man says, can we hear the horn, please? Looks like we've got a regional express train sitting in the Wattenscheid at the moment. It's just departing. Yes, we're looking at Mixer chat. What am I missing on there? If I've missed anything someone says, then please say it again. Destination display. If you have a look at the beginning of this video, Arsenal fan, it's the same as this. You use the left-hand panel there with the FIS control. There is the depot at Essen, but the depot at Essen is not used in service mode. So currently I don't think there's any trains actually using Essen depot, but it is modelled, so it can be used in the future. They want you to use the 8 camera standing on the end of the platform as you depart.
Do this, do that.
Yeah, just do as told.
They want you.
Possibly a bit too far away.
Bye.
If you open the windows, we can get a bit more external sound leaking into the cab while we drive. The doors. I mean the windows. Oh, he's going extreme mode. Do Xbox Game Pass PC get this for free? No, it'll be a DLC that's available on Xbox Game Pass though, like all the other ones. Oh, that's good feedback. I wasn't aware of that, Michael Chan.
What is it?
Apparently without LZB, train should only be doing 140 kilometers an hour. Presume how many carriages does the train have? So the BR425 is a 4-car unit, and it's run in 4 and 8 car configurations. Why did we pick this route for lane use? There's a number of reasons. One, we kind of wanted to make a BR425, and people were asking for one. We wanted to make something which was a bit different to what we'd done before. So while this bit probably looks a bit familiar, what you'll find is that once we get in towards Essen area, it's quite built up, and there's a lot of parallel train running as well. There'll be certain times. I was just testing a scenario before a service before this, and I was doing a bit of a race first with the freight train, and then later on I did a bit of a race with the Dostos train. So it's quite good because it's 2 up, 2 down essentially with the releases. So this is where actually we're coming into. This is all the junction now that gets us into Essen. So the network is all splitting up. We're going to take the northernmost area. If you're on an S-Bahn train, well, A would be coming in across the other side, and it will be staying towards the left-hand side. So here we can actually go around the north side of the yard here at Essen. So it's quite an interesting route. It's quite a different experience to the other ones, yeah, so that's kind of some of the reasons we looked at it. It also obviously allows us to reuse some of the stuff that's already out there, so you get lots more variety, particularly when you add the MSB pack, for example. Yeah, the 45 is a good springboard for a number of different trains to be done later on. 43, 44, 45, 46 are all in the same family. This route has got some really good opportunity for 160 km/h running as well. But you'll also get stung if you're running with PZB. You'll potentially get stung with the speed control, speed magnets, speed balises. So if you, for example, you're doing 160 kilometers an hour and you get a warning for 130 kilometer hour, you don't have to acknowledge it on PZB. However, at some point shortly further on, it will speed check you to see if you've dropped down to 140 something kilometers an hour, and so you're on the way to 130. So if you leave it too late to slow down, or you don't slow down fast enough, you will get unavoidably stopped, and there's no way you can stop it if you're going too fast. So it's just something to bear in mind. When you see a speed reduction, act on it. I speak as someone who gets hit by them on a regular basis. Platform boards aren't working yet, no, Ahmad. That's still not a feature in the game. If you're on RSN and the BR155, you won't see additional services. No, you need MSB to get the additional services. I was wondering that myself, Asian. I'm going to make inquiries after the stream. Will we be adding more UK train lines at some point? I'm sure. Thanks for that, Joe Kim. I'll make a note. The BR420 is fantastic, isn't it, Jägernet? I must admit, the 420 is my favourite one as well. The model that was done by one of the third-party developers for Train Sim 2020 is amazing. It's that DC traction motor grind. It's just fantastic. We're going to add other countries in DSW, so we're at 4 countries now. We're adding Canada, yes, at some point it'd be good to have more countries. Can we see the doors close? Is the request. 420 set up and sound by Mike as well, modeled by Influenzo. That was the name I was trying to think of. I knew you'd be involved in it as well, Mike. If it's awesome and German, it's probably Mike's had a hand in it. A German class 6677 is quite difficult because it's an entirely new cab as well as model changes on the exterior. I'd love to get one done at some point though. The buttons for the voice announcement system work, Andrew, but there's no actual voice announcements. If you press the buttons on the right hand side, they light up, but you can't actually do anything with them. You can just pretend. This is Essen Depot on the left here. As I say, Essen Depot is there and will be usable by scenarios and so forth in future, but it's not used in service mode at the moment, or any of the current scenarios. Or is it? No, it is used in one of the current scenarios, I think. Why not in service mode? I wanted to focus on getting more trains running on the main line. So it's got the services that are simulated are S1, S2, S3, S6, RB11, RB33, RE11, RE1, RE2, and RE6 are all in. Two of them are not playable because they're only there SN to a portal in both cases, but the rest of them are all playable. So there's quite a lot of variety of services, and then there's the freight services that are added as well. Coming up on Mullen next, 5.3 kilometres. 313 on East Coastway, yeah, I'd like the sound of that as well. They only go to Seaford, which is a shame, but it's a little bit more older style. Plus, they're very more similar to the 315s that I used to ride on going to work all day, every day, when I was at my last place. So I've ridden on the 315s a lot. More Dosto. Sophie, what do you need in order to get this DLC? You need obviously to have Train Sim World, and if you've got MS main spec at Barn, you'll get extra services. Otherwise, no, you don't really need anything else. Nicholas, why do you always produce new routes instead of bug fixes? There are a healthy selection of bug fixes come out with every route release as well. And every loco release normally brings bug fixes as well. So I think the last round went into East Coastway. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, we do bug fixes as well. Any plans for a TSW upgrade like you did last year? Well, if there is, we'll let you know nearer the time. Two DLCs within a week of each other. Kind of. Sometimes that's just how things work out. Because obviously different teams are working on different projects. Metro North for TSW. I'd love that as well, actually. 100 Beast Kaido. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the New York Transit system as well. David Malidi, so if you like the fast ones, if you've got MSB, then obviously you've got RE1, 2 and 6, which are fast runs. You've got the RB11 and RE11 and RB33 services. The S-Bahn services are all going to be stoppers. Chicken wings, no, because the service is set up to use the MSB variants of double-decker coaches and use the 146.2 as the leading loco. So you need MSB in order for that to work. Yeah, it can only be set up to use one set of trains by default, and those have to be there, and then it can substitute other trains in on top, but there needs to be one, so it can only be one or the other. And since main specibarn is in the core pack, it is, isn't it?
Mm?
And main specibarn is in the core pack.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's lots, and probably more people have got that. As you say, in Germany, the S-Bahn stops at every garden fence. Yeah, I usually use the phrase stops at every blade of grass, but yeah, same difference. Any reason you're able to release 2 months in less than 2 months? Purely because, like I said, it's multiple teams working on the projects, and sometimes that's just how it lands. It's not that it's taken that less time to make it. This project was started a while before. There's no updates on the editor, look, if you're a no. So the art team made a decision on the 425 to make it look flatter, because certainly when they went out and did the reference shots, that's how it looked, and they wanted to make it look different from the 422 in more ways than, because from the side they look kind of very similar. From the front they look almost similar. The 422's got a slightly more pointy nose. You can see one coming past here, but they thought if they made one of them have a sort of a more matte appearance, that might just make them look different again. But there's something, once you get hold of it, take a look at it, let's have your feedback on it, whether you like that kind of thing or not. It's meant to make it look older and more beaten and weathered, whereas the 422 is a more modern unit. Bound for Duisburg now, 6 kilometres. This will be Molenstein we're going past now. Annyeonghaseyo, I can't read Korean though, unfortunately, but yeah. Hello, welcome to the stream. A bit more dirt on it. Fix for the sunlight shining through the back of the cabs. It's on the list of things we want to look at. It's slightly more complicated, unfortunately. There you go, fixed it. Is there voice command? No, there's no voice command, I say. Coming into Duisburg now, you can tell because of that big distinctive tower coming up there in the horizon. Can you drive the 425 with a guitar? No, sadly. 425 has not been upgraded to be guitar drivable. No news on German Shunt yet, Detailer, but hopefully soon. So later we already had the question about is the 45 guitar compatible? Sadly not. Too bad for you. No, there's no Xbox One X enhancements at the moment, and mouse and keyboard are not fully supported. Keyboard works fine from what I've seen, but the mouse isn't supported yet. Will there be passenger information in the future? Anything's possible in the future, and I'm really bad at predicting the future, so. Plans to update the OHLE? Not at the moment, no.
for a little bit.
There we go. There's a new studio update coming, hopefully at some point. I am in the middle of writing one describing the performance improvements that came with the Oakville update to the core, but it's quite a complicated article, so I'm trying to rewrite it to make it more understandable. British Ace now, we're running this on the PC in the streaming room.
Okay, what should we do next?
What should we do next? Should we do S-Bahn or should we do an eastbound S-Bahn run maybe? See some more of the stations. We could do a freight run. Some of those have got some like 10-minute waits at the front though, because you really are feeling like a bit of a second-class citizen with freight on this line. So you want the 422. Again, go for a summer cloudy. Or go for an autumn cloudy.
This one?
Yeah, that one. Although I've just noticed actually the map is showing the wrong route, so I'll make a note and get that fixed. Because that one, S-Bahn runs by the southern route, so I will get that fixed on the map.
Let's go.
Yeah, go for it. It'll go the right way. It's just the map is showing the wrong route.
Yeah, this isn't releasing until the 24th, so 10 days from now. So yeah,
that picture.
Minor things will be fixed.
Train photos. GG. That's a good picture. Are freight services guided for an MSP just A to B runs? They are. The freight doesn't actually run on this route very frequently. So the freight service is kind of exaggerated somewhat to make it a bit more interesting. Yeah, there are freight services. They're a bit exaggerated compared to reality, because freight actually runs by a line which is to the north of this one. Generally, they do run over this, but they're not quite as frequent. So you want an S1, I think. Did you pick S1? Dortmund. Put your instrument lights on. There we go.
Oh, 2 hours of PCP driving.
You're up for it. We know. Where do the freight trains run on this route? So if you're driving a westbound run, you'll pick it up at the yard just west of Bochum station, and you'll drive it to the yard. There's a siding just next to Mulham-Styrum. Going the other way, again, you'll pick it up from Mulham-Styrum and you'll drive it to the yard at Bochum. And that'll be done over the northern, the RE line, so that it stays out of the way of the stopping trains.
What are you doing with the cable? Can't hear anything anymore. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Why is it on the floor?
How much input, say, do you have in what routes get chosen? So it's a team effort. There's quite a few people involved in picking the routes and trains that are made. It's a separate BR422 AFS5. Again, there's technical, annoying reasons behind it, but it's a separate BR422. There's a light over there, it keeps turning itself on and off.
So does the sound.
I'm not moving anything.
Well, yeah, I think we need to replace this with something better.
We've got too many things plugged together. It's jerry-rigged.
We need wireless now.
Yeah.
2020 after all.
Well, Paul, the CEO, is a train enthusiast himself, Inigo, so he's definitely a key part of the approval team, yes. Guard mode is something I'd like to see as well, Alexander. There's be some cool options there for playing the game, but not having to drive the trains. Because while driving the trains is what it's all about, sometimes you just want to kick back. Probably yes, Eds. Any plans to release content for the main space at Barn Docks? There's nothing to talk about at the moment, but would desperately like to have something to talk about at some point, because yes, it'd be good to be able to use those. We've got switchers now in the UK and in the US. It's definitely time for a switcher in Germany. S-Bahn Munich with the 420 and 423. I really enjoy the S-Bahn Munich line in Train Sim 2020 actually, particularly with the BR420.
Oh no. Please stop. I think
Give it 10.
Huh?
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
These are S-Bahn trains. They're designed to stop in a hurry. So, too bad for you. The way that everything is scheduled, it's been modelled based on the way that it works in the real timetable. So all the platform allocations and service directions and so forth. And what you find is that you really don't get much in the way of red lights, because why would anyone make a schedule that includes red lights? However, the freight services are all additional, and so what you generally find is that if you run a freight service, you'll be subject to being stopped all over the place. Whereas the passenger trains run, for the most part, fairly smoothly. There are a couple of points where you'll get reduction in aspect just because it's changing line and it needs to slow you down, for example. But in terms of trains ahead of you, that's slightly different. Oh, I cannot get this out, that's better. No, the 182 doesn't run passenger service on this route in reality, so it hasn't been set up to do that in the game. The 182, I think, really only does passenger services on the Leipzig line. It's freight everywhere else. Designed to stop in a hurry unless your name is Colonel Failure. Well, if it always worked, it wouldn't be funny, would it? Distant shadows is a massive problem, Max, and an update to the engine is not necessarily going to fix that, because while there is some new cool tech in the newer versions of Unreal for distance field shadowing, I think it is, what that actually does is it means that you don't have processor power, but it uses a significant amount of extra memory, which is quite significant on the kind of maps that we talk about. With sort of, you're talking about a map here which is, I think, 40 mile or 40 kilometers long. It's the amount of memory it uses is quite significant. So yes, it's something that we're definitely aware of, and we're looking at options for it. And there are potentially a couple of easier options which the team are going to have a look at. But yeah, some of these ones that look like they're the be-all and end-all that are coming out there don't necessarily work with the huge maps that are in Train Sim World. But no, the team are looking at it. Nicholas, no, the BR182 can't do doppel stock services on this route because it doesn't do them in reality. It really the the BR182 only does doppelstocks on the Leipzig route in reality. So we try and keep service mode as close as possible to the way things work. Justin has asked for suggestions. If you've got suggestions, go on to the Dovetail forum, forums.dovetailgames.com. There is an area on there for suggestions. Yeah, post your, well, don't just say please make a X. Put Y, put some images of it. What makes it really cool? What makes you excited about it? The more information, the better. Let us share in your excitement. Puffins, so currently we're on 4.16.2 Unreal version, although it obviously it's massively customized. It also incorporates a fair chunk of 4.17 which we manually brought across, and even a few bits of 4.18 which it wasn't even announced at the time, to try and fix some of the issues that 4.16 had. So it's a bit of a super hybrid, but fundamentally it's 4.16.2. So anyone asking any plans for an X? We can't answer that stuff. Don't ask that stuff. We can't answer it. Would be making an X an awesome idea? Yes, absolutely. At some point, I would like to get to making X. If you would like to suggest X, go onto our forum and suggest X and tell us why X is awesome. Why not Y? I really am not interested in making Y, to be honest, Max. X, however, is awesome. I don't want your X heads. That's not the X I was talking about. Next passenger stop, can we show the map again?
I'm busy. Give me a sec.
Any plans for a Caltrain switcher, Thelonious? I'll make one just for you, right now, and we'll put it out, on Thursday?
What?
The switcher for Caltrain?
Switcher for Caltrain what?
Is that coming out on Thursday?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, we'll put it out on Thursday for you, Thelonious, alright? Just for you. Lord Winter, how do you mean the blue dashboards have to go? They are blue, aren't they? Or am I missing something? Will you make another survey for future routes, Lockfuhrer? So keep an eye out for the surveys that come out. They do come out periodically, yeah, make sure that when the surveys come out, you participate in them. I don't know what the plan is for the next round of surveys, but they are planned to keep being a regular thing. Can the next route have grass, Wolfman? Alright then, fair enough. Some people.
You're making big promises, man.
We might throw in some trees as well. This is quite a nice route to run in the autumn. You can see all the different colours of trees. It makes the skyline look a bit different. Blue dashboards make the dash blinding to look at during night runs. You want to make sure that you've turned off your in-cab lighting, because that can make a big difference. Some of the locos start with the desk lights turned on. Not cab lights, but desk lights. It's not 100% cloud delay, Dave Milady, so there will be sunlight coming through. In fact, it's probably only about 50%. Unfortunately, the way the cloud system works, most of the gap is above you, not in front of you, so it's not obvious. Where are the surveys so you can answer them when they come out? So they'll be advertised on our Facebook, on our Twitter. They'll be advertised on our forums and via the Dovetail Live page. That's correct.
What was the question?
Where are the when we do surveys? Where are they advertised?
Yeah, it's social media. Plus, I think they usually send it in the emails as well.
There you go.
So
make sure you've signed up for the mailing lists. That's the easy way to make sure you never miss out. Go on to Dovetail Live, live.dovetailgames.com, and log into your account and make sure that you've ticked the box that says send me surveys or send me emails. Is it possible to make the game change automatically to an imperial and metric system depending on the route like they do in TS1? Yes, I want to make it do that. It doesn't do it at the moment. I definitely want to make it do that. It drives me up the wall as well. Oh, just quick look at the map before we go.
I've just
Okay,
I
next
had it
station
open
then.
20 seconds ago, so they've had plenty of time.
Is there a reason why I haven't made an intercity or ICE route for TSW yet? Just haven't got to it, to be honest. Definitely want to make something ICE or IC. Do you want a 45 Eisenbahn spotter? Alright then. We'll release one of those after the Caltrain switcher. It'll come on this route. The ICE runs here, does it? Excellent. Well, sunrise, Ed. Sunrise. 7 a.m. I don't want to make any promises, Max. Tell you what, Dimitri's driving like a total professional today.
I like German trains.
Yeah, me too. They're my favourite in the game, to be honest. No plans for extending the route at the moment. Yes, sir. Bit of freight heading on the left there. Someone explain to you what the white sign with black stripes. Do you mean the ones that have got 3 stripes, then 2 stripes, then 1 stripe? So they're countdown boards to something. So that gives you, I think it's 300 yards, 200 yards, 100 yards, and then the thing that they're warning you of.
There's a one that has 5 on the MSB as well.
All right. Possibly due to the higher speeds.
Yeah, there's a curve. It's warning about the big curve.
What's the max limit of miles we can do? So the game has no limit that we're aware of at the moment, but it's down to how long it takes to make the route and place the scenery and so forth. The Peninsula Corridor, I think, was something like 50-something miles. Can you add thunder weather? So the game actually does have in dev versions a version of thunder and lightning, which is quite spectacular. However, it's got a number of issues, like you can't have audio, there's no thunderclaps or anything with the visuals, and the thunder only goes to a certain point in the sky and stops.
Yeah, I've seen some feedback that after the last East Coastway update, there was lightning on the East Coastway on PS4. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where that's come from because it's not selectable.
Yeah, but it's quite obvious.
Yeah.
It's not just like random glitches.
So it is coming. We just need to perfect the visuals and the audio for it. A 10,000 kilometre route would probably need more than a terabyte of disk space, Mike. Well, I don't know, Mike. I don't know. It depends how busy that 10,000 kilometres is. If it's desert, you'd be alright. Eurotunnel route. Oh, now there's a snooze. Will there be expansions to Long Island Railroad? That comes under will there be X? I'd love to see X. How long is this route? I can't remember off the top of my head. How long is this route?
40 kilometers?
Something like that. In total, with the two combined different routes that it takes. Shinkansen would be really cool. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, there are licensing problems, which make that a bit more trickier than even most normal routes. How about Trans-Siberian? Yeah, I think we might leave that one to a third-party developer. No, there is an issue with the access in the NEC tunnel. Speed constraints show where it shows up the wrong speeds. I'm aware of it. French would be awesome as well, Monsieur Je suis. But we'll have to see. If there's particular French routes you want to see, go onto the forums and tell us. Will there be more trains? Yes. Finally, Matt gives a positively firm, clear, non-ambiguous answer. $512 megabytes of RAM on TSW. Will Windows even boot on that? I can't remember what the minimum recommended spec is, but I suspect it's more. The minimum spec, I think, is more than 512. Connecting the German DLCs, I'd love to do that. I really would, because the last sort of 3 or 4 routes in Germany have all been in similar location, and there is kind of we're kind of doing the routes there because we like those routes, but also the fact that they're close together means at some point, if we have we get the little challenges with joining routes solved, then in theory they can sort of add 1 or 2 extra routes and they'll start coming together. So it's yeah, it's kind of hedging a bet for a future solution to the problems. Not problems as such; they are genuinely challenges. It's more than just merging the track routes and the scenery and the track together. That's actually quite straightforward. It's then how timetables work and destination boards work and all that stuff. So, because another request everyone asks for is passenger information systems. Well, if we put a passenger information system on there, it has to take into account the full journey a train can take, not just the journey it takes on the route that you can see. So there are challenges. Let's just say that. Arsenal Fan TV, you're level 90. Well done.
Yeah, Tintin on PS4 sent me a screenshot today. He's level 400.
Level 400.
400.
That is.
I mean, he asked whether there's some sort of a gift or celebration for 500, but I think 400 is enough for a celebration, to be honest.
Oh yeah, some lovely routes in Austria, Taurus. They would like to have a look at the driving character.
That looks nice. Driving character. This is Sebastian. Hello, my name is Sebastian and I love chocolate.
Apologies. Hey, True Quaker. Schwar, Texeria, almost 200. Wow. That's impressive, folks. Level 195 Concorde. Warmer, Coolshank, hello from Duisburg. Hello. Essen Steel Ost. So what you'll find also is some of these trains is they don't all run the entire length of the route. So some of them are partial. So you'll find, for example, I think one of the RE services goes as far as Essen Steel Ost, and then the AI will then take it off down a portal somewhere. Alan Freiberg, what challenge have I just agreed to? Munich S-Bahn, yeah, I like that idea as Ramon actually. I think that's a good shout. I can't remember the exact stopping patterns all the different services use Max the Almighty, but it should follow the real ones if you go and have a look on the German timetables.
Hallo, mein Frau.
So later, the biggest problem with this route is we've got to wait almost 2 weeks to play it. Sorry.
Yeah, 10 days.
Hey, Skydog.
Yeah, let us know, guys, if you're enjoying the stream and the route. If you're planning to get it, or you pre-ordered it as well. Yeah, actually, a quick reminder, you can still pre-order it on PC and get 10% off.
Yep. Can the fire plan be functional at a time? Do you mean like the Abula on the right hand side doesn't work? No, that's just a blank screen. You can't bring the timetable up on screen either. Essen Eiberg, which I think means that we're on the southern branch now. Enjoying the dual pink headphones, JP? Excellent.
No, I got distracted.
It's fine. No one will know. No one noticed, did they? Until he did the external view and everyone saw. Eds, stop with your pointing and laughing. That wasn't a Nebworth. I wasn't even close to a Nebworth. You gotta try harder than that to do a Nebworth. Now he's looking at his phone. Hashtag professionalism. James Baby, so you can either when you create a timetable, you can either put all the start times in, and then you can get it when you run a simulation pass, it will then work out what all the passing point times are at each station, or you can go to each stop instruction and type in arrival and departure times and dwell times. So it should do with just about anything that it needs to do. How much will this route cost? €30, isn't it? £24.99.
Normal your route price. Yes.
The normal price for routes. No, it's longer than that, DT, because the split section is only I can't remember how long the split section is, but it's only a small part of the route on the right. An S-Bahn journey is around 40 minutes. A regional express journey is between 25 and 35 minutes, something like that. Yeah, we're on the South Branch at the moment, limited edition. So this is where the S-Bahn trains go. Since we're an S-Bahn train. Wattenscheid Hontrop. I did wonder when I put the freight services in whether or not they would end up being much shorter, because obviously not stopping anywhere, but because they're in the mix of all of the other passenger services, they actually end up being a similar length. So, but they're a bit more stop-start based on signals because you're following other trains. So I find them quite interesting to run actually. Lempane Crypts, will the new routes have the mastery system? We're not dropping the idea, definitely not, but the team are working on fixes to the current mastery implementation before we round out some more mastery content. Are there AI only freight trains? So there are AI only trains. So at Essen in particular, there's I think 2 S-Bahn services which essentially go in and out of portals. Those are implemented. So Essen can be quite busy at times, just with extra trains that you can't even drive because they literally only run a tiny part of the route, but they come in and out of Essen. I think Bochum's next, actually. Quick look at the map. Yeah, we're on the south bit, yeah, and then Bochum's next.
Bochum.
Eds, shush. How many timetable services are there? If you own MSB as well, the total is in the order of about 370, I think. If you don't own MSB, I think it's in the order of a bit under 200. No, the 185.5 hasn't been added to other routes yet. There's some stuff I need to do on the MSB route to make that possible. And then it will start appearing on other routes, but I need to get that. I apologise for my rubbish pronunciation. The scenarios are a variety of stuff coming in and out of depot, runs along the line, different weather conditions, Thelonious. I must admit I've been primarily focusing on the service mode, so I've not really fully played the scenarios yet, but it's covering that sort of variety of stuff. I can barely pronounce English stuff properly, so pronouncing German stuff is just hopeless. I've got no chance. Will the Talent 2 ever leave Rapid Transit? So the problem with the Talent 2 leaving Rapid Transit is that it's a 3-car version in the Mitteldeutschland, S-Bahn Mitteldeutschland silver livery, which doesn't really run anywhere else. So the Talent 2 running elsewhere is generally red. There is probably 1 or 2 other routes where you'd get a silver one, but I don't think they're the 3-car versions. So it's how fictional do you want to make it? I mean, if you want to keep it real, then no, it doesn't go anywhere. And most people are telling us they want to keep it real.
Keep it real, Matt.
Keep it real. Hey Alex, how many scenarios? 5 scenarios are standard for the routes. Do the buttons for PZB be on the wall side of the driver's seat? I don't know. Do you mean the window controls? I've not looked, I'll be honest. Alan Freiburg, no, this route is Duisburg to Bochum. It doesn't go as far as Düsseldorf or Dortmund. That's where the freight services end, by the way, in that yard over there. If you're heading eastbound. Oh, and there's a regional express running through. Oh, this is Bochum Ehrenfeld. There'll be one more station to go. What is each of your favourite locomotives? In the game, in the world, just on this route? What's your constraint on that, Lander? Green repaint for the BR422 requires another licence that we don't have at the moment, but the team are looking into it. So there won't be a green one as of this pack, but I would like to do it at some point because it's quite contrastingly different to the red one. I'll go and have a look, JJ. And have a look and find out. Nothing's been changed on the Dostos, so they'll be as they are. I'll find out if any of those issues are relevant to this. What happened to last night's Wreckfest tour deck? My streaming system and Windows updates and stuff and grumble. But it's all fixed now. How many cars does the train Dimitri is currently driving? It's an 8-car. So it's the units are 4-car units, but then there's 2 of them coupled together to make an 8-car. Can you drive Dostos in both directions? Yes. And you can drive the Loco in both directions as well. So essentially the services are set up so that some of them Loco lead and some of them Dosto lead in both directions. This is Bochum. There's that service that passed us earlier on. It's service specific limited edition. You have to say what consist is going to run a specific thing. So I've made it so that I've just sprinkled a mix of Loco or Dosto leads across the lot. So it's the same number. It's half and half split. I think it works out at something like 65 services led by the Loco and 64 led by the Dosto or something strange like that. Good job.
Thank you.
The 422 is, there's nothing changed on the 422. There might have been some bug fixes, but there's nothing substantially changed on the 422. The work is on the 425. What is the Unreal Engine problem, Christian? Oh, Dimitri's a professional. I'm just a complete amateur, Rob. I get messed up with PCB all the time.
What's next, man?
What's next? Are you going to move on to PCB Challenge, or do you want to do some more of this?
I mean, I would probably go to a different route, because some people I see are asking about PCB and how it works, so why not use this opportunity to, you know...
I'm not sure what will give you a bit of more of a PZB.
I mean, I don't know, MSB, freight run and MSB, something like that.
Well, I know what will definitely get you some PZB, and that's a run from Aschaffenburg to Gmunden, stopping with the Locos, the Loco Dostos.
Well, we have 45 minutes. Let's go back to the main menu. So yeah, guys, if you have any suggestions, let us know. Something I guess more challenging.
Is there a hard service that you'd like to see Dimitri drive?
Because there wasn't a lot of PCB action here just now. We have choice of HRR, RRO, MSB, RSN, Rapid Transit, and CSX Heavy Haul.
We won't get much PZB on that last one, though.
Oh, really? Everyone's still asking for 425. Can we actually drive it outside of HRR?
No, it only works on HRR.
So yeah, we've just done over an hour of that.
Yes, that was HRR. We'll drive something different. If you're going to get PZB, you're right. You can either do freight on HRR, that'll give you a bit of PZB, or do something on main Specibahn, I would suggest. Rapid Transit would be a lot longer.
Oh no.
It's not run it on this before.
I'll have to exit the tutorial and go back to the main menu in a second.
Do a banking service on MSB. Eds, remind me which one would be a good one to start off with on MSB. I can't remember. It's all set up now. It's too long ago. Oof. No, that's not the right answer, Eds. Definitely not oof. So you want to pick like a 185.2 possibly.
How are we
Trying to
feeling,
remember
guys?
which numbers are the. It'll be one going from a Schaffenberg, possibly something like a Schaffenberg Laufach. Do we click on that one? First part of this heavy service eastbound. Yeah, so that'll be a banking one.
You want this one?
Yeah, we do that. Then you would do. So that's done in 3 parts. So that's a Schaffenberg Laufach. Then we get the banking loco. Then we go Laufach to Hagenbrücken, where you lose the banking loco, and then we'll drive on to Gmunden in 3 bits.
Okay, so we do that. This one, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much PZB there is on it, but we'll find out. Other timetables with a BR425 runs only 4 car, yes.
Right, okay.
This is a good example, by the way, of the light being on by default. So if you turn off the,
Sorry?
if you look down at the control desk here, one of these lights is the. Keep going to the right, run to the right. That's it, and turn that back to the middle. There you go. That just makes that look a bit nicer.
Where was PZB on this one? Oh, it was in the back, wasn't it? Oh, it was here, yeah. There we go. So yeah, switch on PZB and CIFA. Yeah, you'll have different because this is a freight. You'll have different speed limits depending on whether you're doing a passenger or freight. Freight will be a little bit lower, and if you want specific details, you will have to look at that. Yeah.
So the only thing we need to do is change our PCB mode. So you want to turn PCB off first before you change PCB mode, and then use the switch on the bottom right hand side under the driver's desk. Change the PCB mode to PCBU. Now you can turn PCB back on again. And then on the back wall, you want to make sure your headlights are selected, which is that switch to the top middle.
Very sunny today. Yeah, wait, I need a reminder of U mode. What were the speed limits?
Well, you're driving a heavy train, so you're limited to
105.
90 kilometers an hour anyway.
Okay. But for 1000 hertz, it will be 55
Yep.
within 38 seconds, and for 500 hertz, it will be 40 kilometers per hour.
Yep.
So we should be ready to go, I think. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, all of the wagons on this bike are set up for brake mode G, so technically you're limited to 90 kilometers an hour. So this is a heavy steel train. Bear in mind that signal that you'll need to be on the mole for.
I already hate it, to be honest.
The number of times I'm like, all right, finally we got going, and then bang, the brakes go out because of that signal. Morning, Evie.
Yeah, so hitting the page down to acknowledge, we're showing 1,000 hertz. We've crossed the 1,000 hertz magnet, which means we're limited to 55 kilometers per hour. But I think I should be able to disable it. No.
There are no container trains on MSB, Richard. Whether that happens in the future or not, I don't know. But at the moment, the container trains only work on Rhein-Ruhr Osten. Justin Navarro, if you want to make suggestions, go to our forums. JP, can you post a link to the forums, please? Oh, you're on YouTube, sorry, that won't help you. It's at forums.dovetailgames.com. If someone on YouTube can post that information on the YouTube chat, that would be much appreciated. Why can't you ride the Dusto and ride or Ruston? It's because of the way they've been, the service has been set up. It's something I'd like to improve at some point. Taurus coming in with freight. Why are you holding at 15? You're good for 40 while you're in monitoring.
Yeah, because it's not an emergency. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you're on start program still. No, AFB was holding the train back. Cowardly dog. That, and it is an exceptionally heavy train. Can you do me a favour and overcharge the brakes for a minute?
To what, sir?
Look to the right hand side of the screen, of the right screen, and click that button, overcharge brakes, next to the brake thing for 15 seconds. Okay. Just in case we've got any lagging brakes.
So it's we can now go to the line speed.
You're good for 55 because 55 is flashing.
Here it comes.
Will there be implemented different speed restrictions when you drive different trains depending on speed limit of the wagons? Not currently, John Torella, no. Oh, sorry, would you? Yeah, you just went through a green yellow, so yeah, you're still limited to 40. Sorry, I wasn't watching the signals, but yes, you're quite right. This is a expect reduced speed aspect.
Zugbeeinflussung.
This is just basically keeping us running at slower, or then cross us over onto the main line, and then we'll start getting full speed. And in this case, even though the line speed is faster, our train is 90 kilometers an hour limited. You'll appreciate knowing that it's 90 kilometer hour limited a lot more when you head westbound on this route, because coming down the hill, doing even 105 as it is for PCBU, or 125 for PCBM, which are the two freight primary PCB modes, you'll find that a train like this really doesn't want to stop very fast, and you'll find that you can't stop if there happens to be, and sometimes there is, a bad aspect at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, I mean, if we stop now for whatever reason, I think we will be unlikely to be able to move off again easily. Because of the gradient.
0.6 is fine. This train should be fine on a 0.6. It'll
It
take a
will
while.
take ages.
It'll take a while, but it'll work. If you're on the Spessart ramp, you have no hope.
Zugbeeinflussung.
The suggestion is to turn off AFB and just drive properly.
Why?
AFB's a little bit overcautious, to be fair, so that's why you're only doing 30 when you've selected 40.
Well, I mean, I can do that, for example.
That happened to you when you came down the hill. We're holding trains up here. Passengers are going to get grumpy on this other train. That's okay, it's freight, it's more important.
That's what I'm always saying.
More importantly than that, we're driving it, therefore it's more important.
Oh, this is Günther. Hello, Günther. Oh no, this was actually not Günther at all. Okay.
So you're now clear to 90 kilometers an hour. Down the hill, you're yelling out, "I can't stop! I can't stop!" That's when you appreciate how heavy these trains are, and when you come back, you can when you drive it again, you'll be a lot more cautious.
That was Gretel. Yeah, I know.
What you need when you start on the ramp, Joachim, you've got to be very careful, because unless the brake pipe is at 5 bar, it won't actually apply power. So the thing to do is when you're applying power is to see if the traction motors are actually, the ammeter there has got any power going to the traction motors, because you might find that you're not applying power. And what then makes it more tricky is that once it starts rolling back at a certain point, it then won't apply power. So you have to stop the train and try again. The key there is to use your direct brakes, the loco brakes, to try and hold the train as you get all the train brakes released. And then you can that will let the brake pipe come up to 5 bar, but still give you brakes on the locomotive. And then you can release those and get power applying at the same time.
Sifa.
Freaked me out a little bit, Zifa.
No, the direct brake doesn't hold the train brake, no, quite. But it helps. I can't remember what the trigger value is. It's not 5 bar, it's a bit below 5 bar. And if it's a bit below 5 bar on the brake pipe, it won't apply traction. There's a traction motor lockout. So the thing to do is, as you're releasing the brake, watch the brake pipe come up, and then you can apply power once it's a bar. It's 4.5 bar, there it is. Thank you. But you've got to time it a bit better. Used every brake you could. Yeah, well, once you're already going too fast down the hill, you're kind of, you've got to throw the sails out the side and the anchors out the other side and say your goodbyes. But yeah, hill starts are a real challenge.
Zifa. That's the way to say it.
When was that, Joachim? Because there was a point when the freight trains were too heavy. One of the trains, I think, I'd miscalculated quite badly, and you didn't have enough power. But every freight train should be what I call power buoyant. It should have enough power to start at the steepest point of the hill. So I'd be interested, if you find out which service that was, Joachim, I'd be interested to take a look and find out whether my maths are wrong. Even if it's a struggle, it should start. Oh, that would have been before the patch probably then, Joachim, where there was a train which was, I think I miscalculated to the tune of about 200, 300 tons. So it had no hope.
This train is shaking like crazy.
Thatcham, when you say what locos, do you mean on this route? This route has the 146.2 and the 185.2.
Say the website slowly. Which website? Is it for the suggestions? It's forum@dovetailgames.com. Forums. Forums.dovetailgames.com. Just Google it if you want it.
Ramon, why are all the trains shaking? That's the cab sway feature, which you can turn off.
F. Okay, never mind.
Although you do need to get down to 55, sharpish.
True, good point.
Can someone on YouTube just type in the name of the website for Justin? Right, so this signal is a stopping aspect because we're being held here to pick up our banker, which is just up on the line ahead of us. A banker is a locomotive that couples to the back and provides extra power. It's forums.dovetailgames.com. Sorry, BLS. Hashtag blame Dimitri.
This is our bank, isn't
But
it?
you're going to be approaching a 500 hertz magnet soon, which means you need to be slowing down as well. If memory serves. But yes, that was your banker on the right, yeah. Yeah, 25 is your target speed. Something like that, if I remember rightly, Eds. Lock Fury, yes, in reality the banking loco doesn't couple, but in the game, if it doesn't couple, it can't receive messages across the consist. So it's a conceit to make the game work. MTA, you can drive it from the back. If you use the service where you're in the where you want to be the banking train, it does work. You can couple up to it, push it from the back. You can then uncouple, drive back down again, and then do another one and push it back up again. And in fact, when these services are bunched up together, so there's like 4 in a relatively quick succession, and then a little while later there's 4 more, so that you can do 2 or 3 without waiting an hour or more between trains. British Airways, yes, this is MSB. That's correct, Joe Kim, yeah. In reality it doesn't couple, but it has to couple in the game, otherwise it can't receive the consist messages from the locos.
Oh, please.
Right, so
Continue?
Yep, continue. Just hit return to free roam. Right, if you now use the 3 camera and jump to the back.
What do you mean jump?
Just press it again.
Huh?
Press 3 again.
Oh, you mean that? Okay.
We just have to wait here, and
Oh, until it arrives.
the banking train should pull up in a minute. Oh yeah, we specifically modelled the route at this point, Lock Fuhrer, before the while the Spessart ramp was still there, because he thought it was more interesting than driving through a flat tunnel.
Haha, lol, rolling backwards. Not
All the
anymore.
professionalism here. The next map in TSW Ninja Go is the Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr. Here comes our banking loco. And that one's coming out a week on Wednesday?
What?
Hauptstrecke.
You still can't remember. It's going out on the 24th.
24th.
Which day it was, I'm not sure.
One day, Dimitri will just put a sheet of paper up here with the release dates on it. So in order to make this work, you now need to enable the zip. We've got our light to go. So now you need to, before you do anything else, you need to enable banking mode. So look to the left. It's the big red button on the top left screen. Not that big red button. It's fine. Banking com. So you turn that on. So if you now go back to the back, if you press the 3 camera and go back to the back and look in the window through the driver's side, what you'll find is if you just operate the throttle with the A and the D key You should see the throttle is now moving. That means that banking com is working. It might not do anything because we're not set up properly, but you can see it reacting. That proves banking com is working. So now what we need to do is release your brakes and get going. Remember your 500 hertz. Takes a minute for the brakes to come off, but we are coming off slowly. It's moving. Oh, stand up and sit down. There you go. Now you've got an objective. That's it, we've got twice as many horses driving the train now. The big red button, which is the emergency button on the radio, yes it is. However, and the whole banking com feature is a sort of a conceit to, again, to make the feature work, because normally there would be either there'd be another person sitting in the back driving the train, but you can't be in two places at once. That just doesn't work as a feature. So what the banking com mode is there to do is to simulate communicating with someone in the back seat, essentially. Right, we're on the way up the Spessart ramp now with a peak gradient of I think 2.1%, but we'll be hitting. We're already on a 1.9%, so we're already pretty much pushing it. But we've got power now. We've got two locomotives pushing the train. We drive this up to the summit at Hagenbrücken, where we will then uncouple the rear locomotive and proceed on our own steam down the other side. Yeah, in reality, as someone said earlier on, they've eliminated this gradient, this ramp now, because, well, banking is just an expensive, time-consuming operation. What you really want is the trains to just whistle straight through, and slows the line down. So if there's a passenger train trying to get through, there's me struggling up this hill. So they've flattened it essentially. It's not 100% flat, but it's significantly flatter, and they've just dug a great big tunnel through this area. Which is, I like most things in railways. Modern railways are super efficient and super boring.
I like how we wanted to do some PCB action, but instead we just showed how to do banking once again.
We've been doing PCB.
A little bit.
Key thing that appealed to me on this route was this gradient, because sounds like Scenario Boys need to come up with some custom Dimitri scenarios. Yeah, I think so. We just have it basically being an S-Bahn train following a failing freight train. Cue Dimitri rage.
We should do this as a split screen challenge. Just not with Sam. There's no way he is doing that on his own.
The tunnel has a disadvantage since there's a major gradient up to the portal every freight train struggle to get up to. Oh wow, so they've not actually solved the problem then, Loffer, they've just moved it. We're still accelerating though, we're hit just not the 2% gradient. The actual run up here is 5 or 6 kilometres. It's not that long until we get to Heikenbrücken.
Yeah, we'll take a, well, there won't be a short break because right after we're finished with playing here, there will be influencer videos. So this is the last 13 minutes of our live stream, really. I mean, I'll be popping in occasionally between different segments, but in the future. But yes, these are the last 13 minutes you will see Matt today.
Super Rally, yes, Newcastle is a beautiful area, isn't it, on the railways, definitely. Some, the amazing views you get crossing the bridges coming into Newcastle station. Something I'd like to find a way to reproduce at some point, yes. That's it, dig in a bit more, Evie, dig in a bit more. Yeah, FS, yeah, we've added the underpasses because the characters in the game can't really handle safely walking across the tracks. So the underpass is a neater way of doing it so that you don't get people walking in front of you. So this is a green light, but it's got a 7 under it, which means it still needs acknowledging.
Back to 40?
No, 55.
55. Yeah, guys, last like 10 or so minutes, so if you have any suggestions for future content, Matt's right here.
Future content on the streams?
Yeah, no, future content in Train Sim World, if you want...
Go to the forums!
If you want some UK route added, for example. If you have any thoughts, yeah.
Would you consider making a mountain route like the Semmering-Bahn? I'd love to do Semmering-Bahn actually, but yeah, I like the mountain routes because I find the gradient provides that extra dimension of a challenge, but we don't want to just do mountain routes. The thing I like about the new, one of the main things I like about the new Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr is that it's such a busy network with a minimum of 4 tracks across most of the route that there's the number of times I've been playing it and I've been in a side-by-side race with another train. It's really cool when that happens, and it's the first route where you've really had that opportunity because a lot of the other routes are 2 tracks, whereas this one's 4 tracks for about 2/3 or more.
Talk about influence.
It's another Taurus! I thought you said these were rare heads. It's a peak over 55.
Stop already.
rage has hit.
It's too loud. It's too loud. So what happened? Is it seafood? Is it speed?
I don't know. I didn't see what I think. When I looked over, your speed was 53, so I wonder whether or not it just peaked over 55.
This is so amazing. You said keep it in place with the which brake did you say?
Direct brake.
Sorry?
Direct brake. Try playing parallel. It's not going up, so I'll take power off. And now apply again. That's it, got an apps on. Give it the beans.
Was it the PCB?
Just gotta wait for the brakes to come off across the length of the
So
straight
was it
again
speed?
now. Yeah, it would have been speed then.
Oh, of course, because you told me that it was 55, but in fact it was 40 that we had to reach in 38 seconds. 38 seconds past after the signal. So it's your fault.
55. Your PCBU said 55.
I don't know. Explain it.
I watched the video.
Oh, I hit 55.
Yeah, go. You hit 55.
Oh.
Yeah, you did hit 55.00001. There we go. We're rolling. Time to play. Do you mean the height of the seat? Do you think the seat should be a bit higher? I'll raise that with the team.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Yeah, now you're limited to 40. But you'll also be coming across probably a 500 hertz magnet at some point. So keep it down. Maybe it's stopping here.
Right here.
Yeah, where the red light is. This is where you lose your banking logo. Well, you can't drive the BR442 on this route because the BR442 that runs on this route, if I remember rightly, it's red and it's not a 3-car unit. It's the only one in the game is the S-Bahn Mitteldeutschland silver one.
Zugbeeinflussung.
It would be cool to spad right here.
Unfortunately, it's not as simple as a repaint because the interior is different on the DB Regio, and you need more than 3 cars, and the cars are not just copy pastable. Each car is different on a 4-car or a 5-car unit. I think that's too far away. It's 10 meters, I think, if I remember rightly. actually use the 8 camera to go and uncouple the rear when it tells you to. I've done this in person by getting out of the train and walking down, and what happens is you uncouple the train, and then the train in front just drives off without you.
Does that happen very often?
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna stop here because it's the time.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so what did you guys think of the HRR, the Rhein-Ruhr number 2 route? I can't pronounce that word.
Hauptstrecke.
No, it's probably wrong, man.
That's probably wrong, but...
Yes, thank you for watching, and thank you, Matt, for coming today on Saturday.
That's alright.
Yeah, and ahead of us we have a couple more videos, but this time from influencers. Don't forget, you can still pre-order the HRR for 10% off on Steam, and it's launching on the 24th. And the MP15, well, MP15 is coming out next Thursday, together with the Class 89 in Train Simulator, which we've shown, was it on Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday,
yes,
during a long
Wednesday.
distance challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put it into live chat. I'll play the schedule for you just in case, once again. Yeah, so we've just done PCB challenge and first look at Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr, Duisburg, Bochum. And we're going to back to the 50s
Showing off now.
with Steve Chester and then Oakville Madness with Blue Games, guys. Alright, thank you very much, guys, for joining us today. And thanks, Matt. Do you want to just keep chatting? Do you want to just keep chatting with them? I guess. Maybe?
Yeah, let's just chat. Hey, everyone.
Yeah, it's time to wrap it up, guys, because I want to go home today as well. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for joining, and thank you, Matt, for coming. And I'll see you on the next stream. There will not be pre-release stream like we usually do with TSW content because we've just shown it. And yeah, and that's it, really, guys. All right.
See you, everyone. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Yep. Thank you, guys, and I'll speak to you in about an hour or so.
Yes, we're back. We're back again in Train Sim. We're back again for another route. We're back again looking at the Riviera line. And this time we're going back in time, back to the 1950s. We're going to take the Class 35 on a route from Exeter down to Paignton. A familiar route, but not a familiar time, and not a familiar train. What can possibly go wrong? Grab that guidebook to All Things 50s, and let's go. So hi there, Steve here, and welcome back to Train Sim indeed. Yes, taking a step back in time today, back onto the Riviera line again, one of my favourite lines in Train Sim, one of my favourite areas of the country to go visit. And yeah, thought we'd do something different and go back to the 1950s. If you're new to my videos, welcome indeed. My content normally goes out on the channel every single Wednesday for Train Sim. On a Monday, there's something from OMSI. On a Friday, something from Fernbus. And every other Saturday is Tourist Bus. The opposite Saturday is something from Flight. YouTube is down in the bottom corner of your screen there, youtube.com/Steve Chess, to check out my content. Please do check it out. Plenty of stuff from me. The occasional thing on Random Sunday as well, where I put out content that doesn't normally fit the standard sim genre. And trust me, there is some random stuff. Good afternoon, driver. Welcome to the Class 35 High Mech. Starting Exeter, you'll be in charge of this passenger service bound for Paignton. Making stops at each station on the way. Please allow passengers to board here before departing. Okay. So let's let them on and off. That looking rather nice. I think that's got to be a screenshot moment right there. So yes, never actually driven the Class 35 in Train Sim, but already loving the smoke. So real 1950s feel to it. Got a bit of rain going on. Yeah, definitely a bit rainy. No internal view, unfortunately. Gonna need some wiper action, I think. Probably gonna need to put some lights on. Okay, that'll be it then. Okay, ready to depart soon. Okay, off we go then. Release the brake. So I'm getting audio up a little tiny bit so you can hear that. So Exeter St Thomas down is the next stop. Oh, that's quite nice. So this is a route that we've done before, a couple of times before, in fact. But yeah, never in this area, never in this era, never in this train. So spotting it, thought it was something nice to do. I will maybe attempt to do it again one day in Steam, because you know what could possibly go wrong with that. Definitely old school. So this is set in the 50s, so diesel just about making an appearance on these lines. Steam very much still around. So we're due at Exeter at 13:27:30. Our ETA is 13:27:16, so not doing too bad. Old school signals, no idea how to read those. Better apply some braking. I've no idea how well this thing is going to brake. Hopefully better than that. Oh, this is going to be close. Okay, full service on the brakes. Should be good. I think the whole train's on. Let's have a look. Well, nearly all on. That wasn't bad. Oh, I'm loving the smoke. Not great for the environment, but you know, it was the 50s. So braking needs to be done earlier than that. All the doors are open. No one seems to be getting on or off though. Okay, timeless bonus. So Exeter down in 3 miles. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's got to be a screenshot moment. That's proper dirty diesel, isn't it? Oop. So yeah, signals wise, I think that green was down, so I think down means we're okay. But yes, the older signals are a complete mystery to me. It's not the most rapid accelerating of trains, but quite nice. So maximum speed of 75, which we're heading towards slowly. So yeah, down must mean go. Which is quite handy really, because there's no way I was going to stop. So I don't know how to plan my stopping. Quite nice in here though. Right, another go. So I'll back it off. Just to hopefully maintain that 75. Right, stops coming up down there. Exminster down. I might have said Exeter down before. I meant Exminster. Right, another go signal. I'm going to start braking. Because it's in the wet. I guess we're just using train braking or engine braking. Okay, I'm now panicking that we're not going to brake in time. At 85% service now. Okay, I might have put the emergency brake on somewhat. So I think we had wheel slip. I think we were stopping. I didn't mean to put the emergency brake on. But that seems to have been a thing. Okay. I think without the emergency brake, we would have really struggled then. So I lost some points there for putting an emergency brake on. Passengers on the platform are probably going, why is the train stopped just outside the platform? So I was due here at 13:32, our arrival's 13:33, so already a minute late. Not a train coming in the other way. I wonder if he can stop. Look at that smoke. Let's make our way down. So yeah, whole train's on. So a little bit late at Exminster. Yeah, not really a time that was environmentally friendly, having all the smoke bellowing out of these two lovely diesels. Right, braking. Need to keep my eye on the braking. That's got to be a thing. Well, I got some points for timing this penalty anyway. Right, Starcross down is next in 3.7 miles. Just look at that smoke. What if there's any of these still around? Probably a few around on some preservation lines. Right, 75 limit, signal's down, so we should still be good to go. Right, don't apply the emergency brake. I don't know, it has got a certain different feel around it. I'm going to have to do some more of these 1950s runs on this route. Definitely steam needs to be a thing. I think so. Watch this space. We may have some steam coming up. Right, 65 miles an hour. Oh, look at that. It just even sounds really nice. Right, approaching 75, so I'll back it off again. Right, 1 mile to go. I think I got wheel slip before because I put too much braking in. Because we're in wet conditions. So these things aren't going to brake as well as a more modern train. So 1.5 miles to Starcross. Not looking great weather-wise out there today. Okay, a mile. Let's put some braking in. So you just get moments where it just stops. I think I'm going to stop in time. 85% braking. Come on, you can do it. I don't want to go any more than that because I'll put the emergency brake on. We should be fine. Famous last words. Oh, nearly went to emergency then. We'll go 80%. Come on, stop. Doesn't like stopping, does it? What was I saying? That it just won't stop. Come on. Come on. Why won't you stop? You're at 95% braking. What am I doing wrong? Really? Train? There's going to be none of me left on the platform at this rate. Wow, this thing doesn't want to stop. Come on. Blimey. Okay, I'm so far off of the platform. I'm going to have to reverse, aren't I? Okay. Let's try that. See if we can get some of the train on the platform at least. There we go. Wow. Okay, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll be fine coming at 20 miles an hour approaching the platform and then overshoot it by pretty much a train's length. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm already a minute late. How do I get points for timing this? Right, Dawlish Warren down 1.97 miles. I should start braking now, just in case. I'm guessing we're getting brake fade. Should I still put sander on? Should I put the loco brake on rather than the train brake? Should I be using both? Okay. Let's see what happens this time then. So we're due in a Dawlish Warren at 13:42. Our ETA is 13:43. So we are in a minute or so behind. We are doing 50 miles an hour now, and I'm getting slightly concerned by that. But loving the train, loving the smoke. Really liking the 50s vibe. Right. I'm a long way off, but I am going to slow it down. I even love the fact that the way the bell warning there was just old school. Right, we've still got a green. Half a mile to go. Perhaps I should just bring it down slowly. I've got a 25 limit coming up here. I've only just noticed that. Always on the ball, me. Okay, so we're fine under the 25. It's just whether we can now brake in time for the platform. Another train coming the other way. I just love that noise on tick over. He's just departing. British Railways livery on that one. Right, we're going to take this nice and gently as we come into here. See if we can get the whole train on the platform this time. We might be late arriving, but we're going to get the whole thing on. Hopefully. That should do it. Did we? No, that rear carriage. Well, one door opened. That's just a guard's van anyway. So no, I'd take that as a win. Yeah, I reckon we got it all on. So we got, that's Dawlish Warren. We got Taymouth, Newton Abbot, Kinkerswell, Torcross, Torquay and Paynton to go. Timeless Bendless penalty minus. Yeah, that's not good, really, is it? Bathing dangerous when red flag is flying. I'll try not to do it from the train. So we've got 25 limit until we rejoin the main line. The light is green. Pretty much on that 25. We'll try and regain some of this time if we can. Otherwise we'll lose more for being late. Well, that sea's looking quite rough out there as well. Alright, 75. We're 1.24 miles, we've got to stop again, so I don't want to go too fast, but I'm also conscious of the fact that we're going to end up being late. I'm going to give it some braking. Wow, yeah, that sea is looking quite rough out there. Gone the other way now, I'm braking way too early. Which means we are going to be late. Oh, that sounds nice. Right, so into Dawlish Down we come. See if we can do another good stop, shall we? Probably not. Well, we might be alright this time. We are still a couple of minutes late. I think we might have stopped a bit early. Yeah, there's quite a lot of platform left. Oops. But now everyone can get on. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'll take another screenshot of that. There you go. If you're in my Discord server, you'll probably have seen those pictures. Okay, we're going to lose points now. Yeah, minus 72. Teignmouth down, 2.8 miles is next. I'm not going to regain this time because I'm due at Teignmouth at 13:51. Our ETA is 13:54. So there's no way I'm going to regain this time unless I get really lucky with the braking. In 2.7 miles, it's going to be a challenge. to see how well I can do speed-wise. Because I don't want to apply the brakes too much because they're then going to fail on me. But if I apply them too early, I'm going to arrive too early. So it's definitely an interesting one. Well, that sea is looking rough out there. Right, 1.4 miles. We have pulled back a little bit of time. I'm going to start braking at a mile and hope. But I can see us going sliding straight past Teignmouth Station. I'll start braking now. Okay, that's got rid of a lot of speed. It's just an iconic sound. I don't think you get so much of that now because it's sort of welded track. They weld the bits together now, I think. So I don't know if you get that anymore. Then we come to Teignmouth. Both are down. I need to learn the old signalling. I remember that bridge being there before. May have been. I wonder where that goes. Okay, so in we come to Teignmouth down. Where I should really wait and get all the train on the platform. But I don't want to go too far because it'll end up being later and later. I think that's good enough. Still way early. Distance-wise, that is. Not time-wise, obviously. Okay, because there's quite a bit of platform all the way down there. We stopped all the way down here. So people can run. Yeah, all the trains on. But it's a very long platform. I'm loving the sound of that diesel. Yeah, we can almost stop, get the train length in again and stop. We're not going to get a timeliness bonus, I know that, because we're late. Yeah, minus 76. Okay, so we're now on 0 points. So we're doing well. Right, Newton Abbot down Main is next in 5 miles, so we might have a bit of a chance to catch up some of that time, because our ETA is 13:58 and 15, and we're due to arrive at 1400. And we've got 75 coming up as well. So let's see if we can get a bit of speed in. This is really cool. A road bridge going over there. Damn it, speeding. Realised it was going to accelerate that quickly. So I've got a 75 here now. There we go. So a minus 40 points wise. There's no way we're going to get into a plus, are we? So I'm going to do this whole journey and finish on a 0. Hello? What happened to that train? Okay, was it me? There was a train there, wasn't there? There was a train there that just disappeared. About the maximum speed that this thing's supposed to do. Just imagine it probably is around 75 or 80. Okay, let's back it off now. Oh damn it, see, just when I had a chance of getting some speed, we got a 60 zone coming up. I thought I'd be able to make up a bit of time then, but it wasn't to be. Right, let's give it a little bit of braking then, just to get ourselves down to that 60. Oh, and then we've got a 45 coming up. Right, we'll worry about the 60 first, and then we'll get ourselves down to the 45. I haven't seen any red light or red signals. They're not lights really. Well, I suppose there are lights. I haven't seen any reds. I do like that bell. Right, so here's the 60. And still, they're both down, so I'm guessing that's good. Bring ourselves down to the 45. Only got just over a mile to go anyway to Newton Abbot, where we're going to be about a minute or just under 2 minutes late. Into Newton Abbot. I can't remember all these sidings being here last time. I'm guessing these have been added because these were here in the 50s. It's really cool if that's the case. Someone's taken the time to look back at what was there and go back in and model it. Right, so making our way down into Newton Abbot. And King Kerswell's not far out of Newton Abbot. And in we come. about 2 minutes late. Which in the grand scheme of things, that's not bad, is it? Alright, wait for the whole train to get on the platform again, because, you know, it's quite handy when that happens. Passengers at the back, not generally happy if they've got to walk forward. But quite a long platform, this one. We'll start braking about now. I'm really, really loving the sound of this thing on tick over. So it stopped raining as well. Oh, it hasn't. Still a little bit of rain. Didn't look like it was raining that much from the outside. But loving the diesel smoke. So I can imagine that a couple of years before this was running, that it was steam trains that were running down here, which still carry on from Paignton. Got the historic railway down there, which is really, really popular. Okay, Kinkerswell, 2.3 miles. We're due at 14:03. Our ETA 14:06. That's not good, really, is it? Right, 45 limit. Have we got to back off, ready for the 60? No, we're fine. But then we're back down to 45 again, just up here. So I think it's not going to be that quick all the way in. So we are going to end up being a couple of minutes late. So I'll back it off just to get us down in time to 45. Yeah, absolutely loving the train and the way it does look 50s. It's awesome. Fantastic. Right, Kinkerswell down, platform 1.2 miles away. I don't really want to speed up. I'm conscious of the fact that I am late, but I don't really want to speed up because I've only got to slow down again. So we've only got, after Kinkerswell, we've got Tor down, Torquay, and then Paignton. So we are slowing down naturally here because we've got a bit of an incline. But I don't think it's going to be enough to get us to stop completely. So we go a little bit on the brake. I love that noise. Right, braking. Switch to an outside view. These real, like, slightly weedy covered old platforms. So nicely done. And here another train as well. There it is. Right, so I'm late, so I'm going to be in a minus points wise again. How well is he going to brake? That's really cool. Alright, time limits penalty minus 80. Right, tore down 2.7 miles. And we've got a 50 limit. I can't see that increasing now for the whole rest of the journey. There's a slight uphill gradient as well. And then we got a 35 limit. Yay. Just when I was thinking we might be able to make up a bit more time, it's not going to happen. So 35 limit is at the top of the hill. And then we've got to go back down the other side. Well, obviously. Unless it's a really big hill and we continue to go up. But as we're heading towards the coast, that could be slightly inconvenient for people wanting to be in the sea. You know, putting the sea high up a mountain. Bring our speed down to this 35. It's just such a nice noise. Now we're going to be going downhill the other side of here, which I'm slightly concerned about because, you know, this train, me braking. Okay, we'll come off the power completely and see what happens when we come down the other side and the train starts to pick up momentum, and we're heading towards the station as well. Alright, we are picking up speed. I'm going to go first application on the brakes. We'll just use that to try and control the downhill. So even now we've got control of downhill speed, we've got to stop as well. thought like carriage down there was actually just on the track. It's not, it's in the siding. That's quite cool. I sort of tend to forget that when these trains aren't in service, they're just sat. Right, tore down. I can't remember stopping here before. Is this still a current station, or was this part of the beaching thing? And was it axed? Was it closed? So it doesn't ring a bell as a place that I'm going to overshoot. Or maybe not, actually. Okay, I might have stopped too early there. I'd have to continue with my... Yeah, that might have been it's only the guard's van. That's not bad. It's just the guard's van. It's just stuck out here slightly. That's all good. Right, 2 stops to go then. Torquay and then Paignton. Minus 218 points, so we're doing well. Right, Torquay in less than a mile. That's probably why Tore Down was closed. I'm guessing it's closed. Because less than a mile from a main station, there probably isn't a justification to keep them both going. And we're still going downhill. So we're due at Torquay at 14:12. Our ETA is 14:13. So we haven't done too bad time-wise, considering the issues I had at the very beginning with the inability to brake. Although we haven't got there yet. Anything can happen between here and Paignton. I can't actually see the platform yet. Yeah, I'm starting to brake for it. So yes, my signal is clear. Into Torquay, or we come. And that's not bad. A little bit late. So a minute and a half late. Man with hat rushing for the train. Late. You think, if I'm late, you think he'd be stood there waiting, unless he was very late at the start. Alright, so on to the final stop we go. When we get the all clear, of course. Minus 48 points, and on to Paignton. Definitely a busy line. So I wonder if back in the 50s the trains went all the way to the end, the bit that's now run by the historic railway. Because at the moment the trains don't go any further than Paignton. So I wonder if back then they did carry on all the way. That's quite interesting. I might actually have to find that out. At what point did that stop becoming a route all the way? Because you now get the steam train, which is quite a good journey actually to make. Yeah, really, my first time using this 1950s edition, and first time using this train, and I really like it. So 1.5 miles to Paignton. Uh, 35 limit all the way in. Definitely a rough day. Wouldn't want to be out there swimming in that today. So into Paignton we come. That noise is just so nice. So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to check out the Discord server. We have an awesome Discord community, Train Sim being quite a big part of that, as well as all other sims. That's linked in the description below. And don't forget to check out my other content, Train Sim every Wednesday, something from OMSI on a Monday, Fernbus on a Friday. Every other Saturday is Tourist Bus. The opposite Saturday is something from Flight, and occasionally something on Random Sunday as well. So plenty of content from me. Some interesting stuff coming up in the future. So do check it out. Yeah, this is all a shopping centre now here. Wow, it's definitely changed. This is all a big shopping centre now. And a steam railway runs from here. That's really cool. I really do like this. Make sure we clear the crossing, which we have, and make our way down to a stop. Just needs a good sidings here. Oh, this is really cool. Yeah, the steam railway runs from these now and heads off down that direction, and these trains don't carry on any further. I don't think, anyway. So there we go. Made it to Paignton. Stopped at all the stops, but are currently on minus 144 points. Not good. And wait for it to tell us how we did, which is badly. But I really enjoyed it, so don't mind. It's all about the journey. Well done, driver. Those passengers will be pleased. Minus 208 points in the end. And there we go. Class 35 driver unlocked. So that was awesome. Thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to check out my other content. And until the next time, if you have been, thanks very, very much for watching.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve. Great video. Guys, many have been asking on the chat which route it was. It was Riviera Line in the 50s in Train Simulator 2020. The route is a couple of years old, and I think it should be discounted as part of the March Madness sale that's happening right now, and to which all these streams are related to. So if you want to grab it, this is the best time, really. Oh, I just noticed that half of my green screen is missing. Anyway, let's go to the next segment, which is Blue Games and Oakville Subdivision, guys, and I'll speak to you in about half an hour. Cheers.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, this is bad. Alright. Oh, brakes. Oh, we need to come to a screeching halt. Oh man, I feel so much better. No, don't worry. Nobody saw anything. No, I don't. I have hand sanitizer inside. Don't worry. I got this. It's good. Man, I'm literally waiting forever for them to call me on the radio and let me know we're ready to go. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, what's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It's your boy Blue. This is Train Sim World 2020, the Canadian National GP 38-2 on the Oakville Subdivision DLC. Man, that is a mouthful. But welcome aboard, guys. Today we'll be pulling some freight down to Toronto, and looking forward to it. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll get up on board. I'm gonna go get that hand sanitizer that I spoke of, and we'll get started and get rolling. It should be a fun one. It's a very beautiful day out here. I think we're in Hamilton, I believe, or somewhere. Go ahead and shut that door. What's up, man? That's John. Yeah, that's John. You got the hand sanitizer. You remember where I put it? I think it's in here. Yeah, got it. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's where I store my stash in the fuse box. All right, we'll start off with the engine run switch, the generator field switch, and the fuel pump. And then I'll turn on the front headlights. What is this one? Ground lights. It's already on. See if I remember how to do this. Gauge lights. I would like to have that. That would be very helpful. And then we can switch on the automatic brake to, I think, emergency first, and then back to release. And so we see those gauges moving there. We'll hit the cutout to freight, and I believe that is all. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. And then we'll go ahead and put in the reverser handle slot. That's always in my back pocket. Put that into forward. Oh yeah, you can hear it spooling up right there. Open the window up. It's a very nice day out here in the afternoon, and we'll make sure that the independent brake is released. Automatic brake is released, and independent brake is released. All right, cool. So we can go ahead and honk the horn. Let me know we're moving. And give it some throttle. We'll go to throttle 3. Hopefully it works, and we are rolling. Let's turn that bell off because it's very annoying. Alright, pull that back. We'll set it down at throttle 1. Alright, so from what I understand, we're just gonna have to pull up here to the up ahead of us, and we'll stop. We'll hit the switcher. I don't know if the switcher is gonna hit. It's gonna switch on its own, or if we're gonna have to change it. We'll have to see what it does as we roll over it, and I think we're gonna have to do it on our own. So let's hit that to idle. We'll put in the independent brake. And let's actually check to figure out where exactly we're going. Actually, before we, you know what? Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's pull that back. Independent off. We do need to go to this marker first, and I think then it will tell us what our load is today. All right, now. All right, independent brake, full application. There we go. Alright, couple to formation 15 vehicles. Alright, where are those 15 vehicles? Let's go take a look. I'm not sure what we're pulling today. Looks like we'll be pulling these babies. Oh yeah, I'll take that. I can dig it. I don't know what's in it, but we'll take it. Alright, so to get there, we need to take this track. So we're going to have to hit this switcher, which it might already be switched. I don't know. I'm not sure. And we need to hit this one. So let's check really quick on this screen. We can actually cheat and switch it on this screen. But I'm going to go out there and do it manually just for the fun of it. So we need to hit this one. And then we need to hit... Where is it at? It's on this track right here. And we need to hit this one. So let's go ahead and hop out. And we'll hit those switches real quick. Be nice if I had a partner that could do it for me. Alright, so right now that rail is going to the left. So now that junction's going to the right. We'll hop back inside and we'll roll through. Watch the step. Nice. Alright, legit. Let's see. Oh, wait. First, switch to reverse. Alright, switched over. We'll hit throttle 2. And we should start moving backwards. Throttle 3. Oh, wait. The brakes are on. Duh. Alright, brakes released. And charge. Let's go. Alright, throttle 3 and I see movement. We're going. I really like this view right here because I feel like I can see a lot more from this view. Uh-oh. Okay. I thought it was sending us the other direction. Alright, so once we get past this one, we also need to hit the other switch, which I probably could have done while I was out there. But we're gonna have to stop and do that. So let's go ahead and hit the brakes now. There it is. We'll hop back out. I love that brake sound. I really like it. And we'll run over here and we'll hit the switch again. Alright, so we got a couple switches. We have this switch, which I think is already set for straight, as you can see. That's going straight already. So we don't have to worry about that one. What we need is this one right here. So we need to go to the left and then right. So this switch needs to go left, which I think it already does. Yeah, it does. So that one goes left, and then this one needs to go right. So let's hit this one. Junction. It's an old looking junction. To the right. Alright, hopefully I'm correct, and then that'll take us over here to the tanks. Wait, is it over here? Oh shoot. Yeah, it's not that one, it's the other one. Ooh, I almost made a mistake. Okay, let's switch that back to where it was, because that was already right. So left. We're not even going down. This is the one we need. So we need to go to the right, not straight. So I was correct in what I saw. It was going right. I mean, it was going straight. Or left, but I actually need to go right. So there it is. I love the animation too. Look at that animation. Very cool. Alright, so I think that should be heading to the right, and now it takes where we want to go. And this one I think is already set to go straight. Yeah, it is. And climb aboard again. And I think we're already in reverse. We'll release the brakes. I'm not sure how long our trip is gonna be, but I guess we'll see once we get there. That's the thing about these missions, is like you can hit T and see, I guess, what's going on, but I know the mission is supposed to last around 35 minutes, but I'll probably cut it and make it even shorter than that. Alright, so far looks like we're going down the right one. Yep, beautiful. Less than 200 yards. We'll slow down to idle. We're on an even gradient, so none of that to worry about. I wonder how heavy this is too. It'd be nice to be able to get that information whenever you do these missions. How heavy is the stuff I'm pulling? Alright, let's go and start adding in some independent brake. I don't want to hit it too hard. This stuff looks like it's really fragile. Oh wee. Alright, throttle idle. And brakes. Alright, independent brake is set. That'll lock us in place. And now we are all good to go. Sometimes they make you manually kind of couple these, but it looks like this one is an automatic coupler. One thing to watch out for is this does say flammable, so it's a good thing I didn't just smash into that thing, because we'd all be freaking dead right now. So 15 cars loaded up, ready to go. What is this thing? I think these are missions that I can activate, so I'm definitely not gonna click on that. But we're ready to go, guys. Alright, speed limit looks to be about 15 miles per hour at the moment as we're pulling out of the yard. First go via location is going to be, or I should say go via checkpoint, is going to be about a mile out. I don't have any signal notifications going on right now, so I think we're good to go at the moment. It's a nice little lake on our right there. I wonder what lake that is. Sometimes I wonder about these regions that they add to Train Sim World, and how accurate are they really in real life, and how do they, how are they based on? Because I know it's not to it can't be to a 1-to-1 scale. At least I assume it's not. But I mean, I don't know too much about the railroad system in different parts of the world, and so I don't really, and I'm not the person who can compare. I know some of you guys out there probably know a bit more. Some of you guys are experts at all this stuff, and you know what's going on. But I don't. I'm clueless. This is all new to me. I'm learning about it, but. So sometimes I kind of want to go look at the map. I come from the flight sim community where you fly, real flights to real places, and it's a 1-to-1 scale. So if you want to do a 3-hour flight to somewhere, it's going to be a 3-hour flight on your freaking office computer. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I always wonder about for other games like American Truck Sim. Those are not 1-to-1 scale. They're obviously scaled down. So that you can, play it and get to places a whole lot easier. Is that the end? Oh snap! Am I not paying attention? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is bad. All right. Oh, brakes! Oh, we need to come to a screeching halt. Oh man, I'm so used to doing like scenarios and stuff like that where they actually kind of coach you through it. But whenever it comes down to you being out there on your own, I'm like, holy crap! Even takes me longer to stop. All right, so let's go ahead and first of all we're gonna go in reverse. We're gonna get that started. Let's go in reverse. I'm gonna switch to reverse to reverse. Yep, there we go. And I will release the independent brake, which I probably should have used the train brake on that stop. That's why it took us so long. All right, that brake's releasing, and we're gonna go ahead and go throttle back. We'll go in reverse. I'll probably, I think 2. Throttle 2 is fine. We go to our screen here and figure out how to get there, because I'm not used to like having to plan the tracks that I'm on. I'm used to like it all kind of being set out for me. Yeah, you're probably laughing at me right now. So what we should have done is when we left that track, we should have made a left right there. So we need to head all the way back down here, because it looks like that first. So this is the reason why the go via locations are there in their checkpoints, because they're there to tell me, hey, make sure that the stuff is changed. Right? So let's go ahead on throttle 1 now that we're moving. So I'm gonna do it from this menu this time, so we don't have to get out of the train and do all that stuff. But yeah, lesson learned. Yeah, lesson learned. We're gonna be behind by a little bit now, but I'm gonna go ahead and back up. This is already set to go straight, I hope. Yeah, it is. That's gonna go straight. That's gonna go straight. We'll straighten up all the way back to basically where we came from. I'm okay with that. And we need to get back far enough that we can get onto this track where is the red signal right now. That's the way we want to go. I don't see any other way to get over there than that. So you can see the back of the train now is passing that. We can go look at that. Uh-oh. Can I not get... I can't even see the back of the train. Okay, there it is. Alright, so the back of the train is passing that location now. And, yeah, hopefully that's the right track we're pulling back. Because I didn't change it. I have not changed it since we got up there. So go ahead and let that roll back. I can't believe I made that mistake. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So even more to watch out for. There are other freight trains on these rails. So they got another guy coming. Hopefully we're not too off sync with the schedule going on out here. Alright, he's on the one next to us. So I think that's the reason why that signal is red, because it's waiting for him. So once we get back, we'll just push it back to right where we are. So go ahead and go to idle. We'll start putting in the brake now. We'll do the automatic brake actually. There we go. Look at that. Alright, throttle's idle. The automatic brake is now full service. Man, what a... So what would have happened if I would have done this right the first time? Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll do it the easy way this time. I'm going to switch to... Yeah, there we go. So now we're switched to this way. So basically follow behind where this train is going right now. And we can actually go ahead and switch it into forward. Release the automatic brake. That signal should change any second. We'll go ahead and get some momentum going forward and start pulling forward here on the right track. Now we're on the right track. See, that's where that saying comes from. Gotta get on the right track, man, with your life. It's still red, so we'll have to wait. Kind of curious how... Yeah, I'm really gonna have to pay more attention, guys. And just make sure we don't pass the signal code. That's an insta fail. Man, so many times I have passed these red signals. Alright, we're stopping. We're gonna hold here and wait for that signal to change. Alright, signal switched from red to yellow. Yellow meaning caution, obviously. We'll release the brakes. And give us some throttle. Slow, slow, slow. Uh-oh. Alright, slow, slow. Let's go ahead and pull off. There we go. We're moving. Oh, you gotta pay very close attention throughout this journey. Alright, while we're slowly rolling forward on the yellow track, we're gonna go forward and kind of watch out for things that we need to watch out for. That other train is ahead of us, kind of passing the go via location at the moment. I don't see any tracks at the moment that need to be changed, or any junctions that need to be changed before that point, so I think we'll be okay once we get there, as long as we stay on this line. Let's get moving. I seriously think this train sounds really, like the engine sound sounds really good. And it may be the same engine sound from the other locomotives that we already have on Train Sim World, so that might not be new. But I still think it sounds really good. Only thing I think is lacking though, for sure, is the horn. Not loud enough. The horn and the light. The lights are not bright enough, and the horn is not bright. It's not loud enough. Alright, I see a switch right here. Hopefully that's gonna go straight. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Looking good, passing by checkpoint 1. Signal is green. Next is Appleby. Speed limit is 30 miles per hour. We're doing 26. Still on the side of this lake or river, whatever that is. And again, we do need to watch out for these lines. Let's go ahead and out on this view again. I want to make sure. I don't want to get caught going the wrong way again. So let's go look way ahead of where we're going. Next checkpoint is 9 miles out, but there may be somewhere we need to switch. So I see it's there. So I see there is actually a train on the siding over there. It's gonna kind of look at this from reverse. So we have a green light there. It's pretty straightforward, it looks like. I don't think there are any switches on this route. There's a red light, green light. Yeah, it's just kind of parallel tracks. That's not us. That's the other train ahead of us. And again, it looks like this line does go forward, which is good. I don't really see anywhere we're gonna have a problem, at least right now. There's a siding area, so we gotta watch out for that area. And kind of make sure that we stay on the right track and not the wrong one. That's not us either. Alright, there we are back there. There's a red signal coming. Oh crap! Hold on. Okay, no, actually it's green. It's not red for us. It's green for us. We're green for the next mile and a half. There should be a train up ahead of us. Alright, new speed limit now 60 miles per hour. Now usually I think in a train like this, I don't really know that you will go that fast. You might. I'm not sure. I don't know. But we'll just we'll be careful. Because things can change very quickly out here. Alright, getting ready to pass a platform. We do actually still have the green signal. I'm going to keep an eye out for if it changes. I'm really liking all the industrial warehouses and like sidings. It looks really cool, like loading areas. Like I like that about the Oakville subdivision so far. Here's another train station. I'm thinking that because there are actually some platforms here, that we may get some type of passenger train out here in Canada. I don't know what passenger train they run, but they do have some passenger stops that can work for that. So we'll see what happens in the future for Train Sim World DLC. But I'm really liking the industrial feel, man. I'm kind of liking the choices they've been making on the different regions and locations that they've chosen. You're kind of getting a nice variety. You got some industrial areas. You got some more modern urban areas like I think it's the California DLC one. Then you have like the nice hillside and mountains, stuff like that, and some of the other DLCs. Then you have the European ones as well. 3 miles away from our next checkpoint. Still have the green light. Watching out for junctions and things we gotta switch as we come through. We're only about 48 miles an hour. I'm actually gonna check the map again. This is us. But we keep passing these like these crossings, and I'm like wondering if they're gonna if they're gonna be pointing in the right direction. 'Cause I just don't know. So far so good though, and it looks like it's gonna be pretty clear all the way up into this next checkpoint. So I don't think we have anything to worry about, honestly. What I will do though is I'm gonna check after that waypoint so we can kind of be ahead of this thing. Again, I'm not sure how far we're going. We're really not that heavy, to be honest with you. So we're here. We're gonna be on the, it's like the 1, 2, the 3rd track. And these all look good. Thankfully, they give you the little like dot to show you that there's actually a junction there. So we'll stay on the 3rd track for the most part. I don't know where the next one is after that. Yeah, it looks like we have the 3 here. Which one are we on? All right, so it switches right here to the next siding, but I don't think we have to worry about that. I think that's a dead end, and we'll go right on the side of that. And yeah, I mean, it looks like we're good to go. I think the hard part was, well, not the hard part, it wasn't hard, but the thing you have to pay attention to was the very beginning. We may need to do some switching when we get towards the end of this mission, most likely when we gotta drop these off. But we'll see what happens. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, you feel me? Alright, checking in at Bronte. And we'll be stopping at Oakville Yards. I think we're about done with this, or at least with the traveling portion of this mission. That's about 5 miles ahead. So we'll definitely look ahead at the rails and find out and make sure that we're on the right track. And make sure we can stay on the right track. So let's go take a look at that now. 5 miles. Alright, so that's basically the end of the road there. Or the end of the track there. So that is definitely not on the same rail as we are on. At least it doesn't look like it. We're not really far, honestly. We kind of zoom out. This is where we are. And that's where we're going. I know we're on the 3rd one. That's the one on the end. So let's kind of see where that splits apart. Alright, here we got a 4th one being added to the mix. We're still 3rd here. And there's the yellow. Alright, that's going to merge together. And now it gets confusing. Like, alright, that merged, but... Alright, so there's this switch. It switches to the middle, switches to the 2nd, and switches to the last. So let's see. I don't know if that's... I highly doubt that's going to automatically go where it needs to go, just based on how things have been going today. It might actually go where it needs to go, honestly. We'll see. Actually, it looks like it does. We'll just take it slow when we get closer, and we'll get a closer look at that. Alright, throttle back to idle, and I'm applying some of that automatic brake. Actually, a lot of it. Speed was going to drop down to 30 miles per hour in less than 100 yards. We're probably not going to make it. Let's see. Yep, and we're speeding. And another mile will be down to 15 miles per hour. So we're going to go ahead and release the automatic brake. We're now under the speed limit. We'll pass through this platform real slowly. Alright, we're going to apply some more automatic brakes. Speed limit is dropping down to 15 miles per hour. You're going to start seeing us switch here now. As we start making a switch to our final stop here in the Oakville Yard. Alright, now there's 15. Automatic brake released. I'm going to put throttle back to power setting 1. And you can see, like, check out how much we slowed down when we hit that switch, because now the friction of us turning also slowed us down, as well as us being on the automatic brake and all the brakes releasing. So let's go make sure we're hitting all the right switches. So we're gonna take it slow. Hit throttle to idle. We're level right now. We'll hit the horn. We're crossing a crosswalk right now, very slowly. Nobody's out there. We'll leave the bell on for a little bit. And make sure we're going the right direction. Let's turn that bell off first before we get annoyed by it. Sorry, so this is where we are. Esto aquí. How do you say it? How do I forget? Brain fart. Alright, so straight on this line. I think that's where we want to go. Straight on that line. And the way I remember it is that we're on the line next to the yellow one, or the orange one. And we should be able to just take that one all the way down to our final stop. There's another train over there. Yeah, so, yeah, that looks good. So we're good to go. So thankfully, it's already kind of been set up for us. There is another train, I think, on that left side somewhere. I don't see it right now. I kind of like this view as well, because you can see a whole lot better than just inside. I can't see barely nothing from in here. I can actually, that other train is coming in the view over there. we're almost done, guys, I believe. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to like drop these off and then park, or if we're just gonna drop them off. Haven't done this mission before. Alright, just 200 yards to go. We're gonna slowly bring this baby to a stop. I have to say, I really do appreciate the fact that the speed limit is 15 miles per hour on this yard, because I've done some other missions where it was like 5 or 3, and I mean, you're freaking creeping, man, and it takes a lot of patience. It really does. Alright, we're gonna add in the some initial braking, and I think that should take care of it. We'll add some more. I want to get that thing right on the dot. There it is, and full service. There we are. Nice. Accomplished, baby. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, well, guys, that was good. That was fun. I actually really liked that mission. I really did. Hamilton to Oakville service. I guess we didn't actually go all the way to Toronto. That'd been cool though. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you want to see next. Always open for suggestions and tips and opinions on how I can be a better train driver, or however you guys say it, or engineer. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, remember, you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. Love you guys. See you next time next week.
Well, this is it, everyone. The March Madness streaming event is over. Thank you very much for Blue Games, Steve Chester, and everyone who took part in this event and sent us their videos. These 5 days are over. We hope you enjoyed it and looking forward to similar events in the future. And I've already received quite a lot of messages with suggestions for future events and streams. So if you guys have any ideas similar to split screen challenges, PCB challenges, all the things that we've been doing for the past 2 weeks, please do let us know. And for now, thank you very much, and we'll speak to you soon. We don't have any streams planned in the nearest future, but obviously follow our social media and to find out all the latest information about these things. And finally, I would also remind you there's only 2 days left until the March Madness sale actually ends on Steam, which means that the last 2 days for you to grab something for a very decent price. I think there's been pretty much all the products are discounted as well, in both Train Sim World and Train Simulator. So for now, good night and thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed, and I'm sending regards from all the guys who streamed with me, and thanks Matt, Sam, and Ellie for joining us. So yeah guys, speak to you later guys, and bye bye.